Alright, so today you'll be learning how to solve quadratics using two different methods, factoring as well as the quadratic equation. Be careful because factoring only works sometimes, but the quadratic equation works always. So always use this method. Okay, how do we use factoring? First, I see that these 2, -2, and -12, these are all divisible by 2. So I could factor out a 2 on this side. And 2 times what is 2x squared? That's going to be x squared. 2 times what is -2x? That's going to be -x. 2 times -x is -2x. And 2 times -6 is equal to 0. Okay, so that's the first part, factor out of 2. Then I have to try to factor out this part. Basically, the idea is that I have to figure out what number adds up to -1 and multiplies to -6. So what are my combinations? That becomes x minus 3 and x plus 2. Because -3 plus 2 will give me -1, adds up to -1, and -3 times 2 will multiply up to -6. That's all equal to 0. And how do I solve it from there? Basically what I do is I take each of these, x minus 3, x plus 2, and set them to 0, because any number times 0 is always equal to 0. So as long as one of these is equal to 0, I'm good with that. And this is pretty easy to solve, because I could just add 3 on both sides, and then that's going to leave me with x is equal to 0 plus 3, which is 3, minus 2 on both sides. That's going to leave me with x is equal to 0 minus 2, which is -2. So those are my two values of x. And don't really use this method unless you actually know that it's factorable. Now, whereas the quadratic equation, which is the method that most people use, and you've probably seen this formula before because it's -b plus minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac, all divided by 2a. You've definitely seen this before, and that's equal to my values of x. So how do I get my values of a, b, and c? Well, they're in the equation, because a is equal to this value right here, 2, b is equal to -2, and c is equal to -12. So all I have to do is plug in my numbers. So -b becomes negative of -2 plus minus the square root of b squared, which is -2 squared, minus 4 times a, which is 2, times c, which is -12, and that's all being divided by 2a, which is 2 times 2. Basically just plugging in numbers. Pretty simple, right? Now we just simplify. Negative of -2 becomes 2, plus minus the square root of -2 squared, which is 4, and then minus 4 times 2 times -12, 4 times 2 is 8, times -12, which is minus or plus 96, negative times negative is positive, all divided by 2 times 2, which is 4. And then I could simplify it even further from there, because that becomes 2 plus minus the square root of 4 plus 96, which is 100, all divided by 4. And since it's plus minus, I can factor this down to 2 plus the square root of 100, which is 10, divided by 4. And it's also equal to 2 minus 10 divided by 4. 2 plus 10 is 12. 12 divided by 4 is 3. 2 minus 10 is -8 divided by 4, which is -2. So therefore, you also get your answers of x is equal to 3 and -2. So both answers are the same, but I prefer using this method a lot more.